Hello everyone, in the previous video I talked about the application of Zener diode as a regulator. Now in this video I am going to talk about the half-wave rectifier, one of the most important application of diode. But before starting the video, please subscribe my channel and click the like button. Now at first we have to understand what a rectifier is. Let me give an example. In the figure we can see a phone. So when we charge our phone, we apply an AC voltage. So as long as the current is in the positive region, the phone gets charged. But when it is in the negative region, the current starts flowing in the reverse direction and the phone gets discharged. Now, how to solve this problem? To solve this problem, a rectifier can be used. A rectifier only passes data in one direction. There are three types of rectifier: half-wave rectifier, full wave rectifier and bridge rectifier. In this video I am going to talk about the half wave rectifier. So what a half wave rectifier does? It simply blocks the current in the negative direction. Let's assume we applied a sinusoidal voltage as an input signal in this particular circuit. So as long as the voltage is in the positive half cycle, the diode is short circuited and the current will flow. But during the negative half cycle, the diode is open circuited and no current can flow through it. As a result, this type of output waveform is generated. We can see here that the positive for the positive input voltage we can find a positive output, but during the negative half cycle there is no output or the output voltage is 0. So this is the work of a half-wave rectifier. It simply blocks the negative input voltage. But the voltage will be generated only when the Vi will pass the threshold voltage, that is it is 0.7 volt for silicon diode and 0.34 for germanium diode. That is, the output voltage will be a little bit less than the input voltage. Now we can explain this from this circuit. So in this circuit we can see here that there is an input sinusoidal voltage and this is the diode, and this is we can say its voltage is Vd, and through this the voltage is V output, and this is resistance R. If we apply a KVL, then we can find minus Vi plus Vd through this diode plus ID plus IRD, that is this. Here is a small resistance, that is RD, and the voltage through the small resistance will be IRD, small d, and the voltage drop through this R will be IR. So if we solve this, we can find that I is equal to Vi minus Vd by R plus RD, that is the small resistance, and we can see the output voltage VO is equal to I into R, and from this we have found that I is equal to Vi minus Vd R plus RD, and if we solve this we can find R by RD plus R into Vi minus R by RD plus R into Vd. So as RD, that the resistance through the diode is much smaller than the resistance R, so we can say this VO is equal to Vi minus Vd, that is the threshold voltage, that is the voltage of the diode. And here I have said that the diode voltage, the output voltage will be a little bit less than the input voltage. From this figure we can say that here is the input voltage Vi and here is two output voltage. In this figure we can say that when the voltage input voltage reaches the threshold voltage, that is For silicon diode 0.7 volt, and for germanium it is 0.3 volt, then only we can get an output voltage. And that's why the output voltage is a little bit less than the input voltage, and this output voltage is called the piecewise waveform, and this is called, here we can say that this is almost equal, and this is called the ideal waveform. But for the negative half cycle of the diode, as I said previously, that there will be the open circuited, and the V output will be 0. So this is the result of V output while it is positive half cycle, and for the negative half cycle. Now there are few factors that we can find during the positive half cycle, that is average value and the RMS value. At first we will talk about the average value. If we apply a sinusoidal signal like this, then we can see that here is the time period is 2 pi, and if we apply a signal like this, we can find the average value. The average value or DC value will be 1 by t, that is 1 by 2 pi, and integration of 0, we can see that from 0 to pi, the output voltage, we can say it is almost Vm, so we can take it as Vm. It is Vm, so we can take it as the input sinusoidal, and the input sinusoidal is Vp sine omega t d omega t. This and from pi to 2 pi, the output voltage is 0. So from pi to 2 pi, we have taken here 0. If we integrate this, we can find that at 1 by 2 pi Vp, and by integration of sine omega t, we can find minus cos omega t. And if we solve this, we can easily find that Vp by pi, and it is 0.318 Vp. So this is the average value of the input signal, and from this average voltage value, we can easily find out the average current value. IAV is equal to VAVG by R, or IM by R. Now let's move to the RMS value. For the RMS value of current, we can easily here find that it is, let me zoom it, it is 1 by 2 pi root over integration of 0 to 2 pi into I square L. I square, that means it is the squared value and differentiate. Then if we then d omega t. Then if we have a squared root, if we solve it, we can find that I RMS is equal to Im by 2. This is the RMS value or root mean squared value of the current, and from this we can easily find that VRMS is equal to, here it would be VIRMS into R. Here it will be IRMS into R, and that will be the VRMS value. So this is the average value and root mean squared value. Next we have moved to the negative half wave rectifier. That is a simple thing. If we have said that in here we have said that if we apply a positive voltage, this is for the positive voltage. If we apply the positive voltage, then the current will pass through the diode, or the positive half cycle will be, the positive output voltage will be there. But if when it is the negative half cycle, if we apply, if the voltage is negative, then we have to connect the diode in the reverse direction, and the current will be in the reverse direction, and then only the output voltage will be the negative side. That is for the input voltage which is in the negative side, we can find the output voltage. This is the negative half wave rectifier. Next we have a topic, that is half wave rectifier with ripple. That is a new topic, and we have to understand it. Okay, when well, if we apply a half wave rectifier as a ripple, we have to connect a capacitor. Now what does a ripple does? When when we apply an input voltage for the forward bias, C will get charged up to Vm. What will happen? we can see here that for the input voltage is here is the here is the out for the input voltage of this sinusoidal signal. Here is the output voltage. Now we have found that from the negative half, for the negative half cycle, the output voltage is 0. That means there is no voltage. So we have to solve this problem. We have to find the voltage we have to also find the voltage in this region. For this, we have to apply a capacitor that can create voltage in this region, and that is the work of a ripple. If we apply a capacitor, what will happen then? When we apply a positive voltage, or when we apply a sinusoidal voltage, the capacitor will get charged, and until the voltage at both sides of the diode, that is this in this side and in this side, until the voltage at both sides of the diode is equal, the capacitor will get charged. And in this period, the voltage, there will be output voltage. Now when the voltage is same in this both region, then the capacitor will start discharging through the RL, and the voltage will start reduced, and the voltage, output voltage, will start reduced. And we can see that it will get reduced from this to this region, and by the time the capacitor gets completely discharged, we will get again the input positive input voltage, that is this that will create this output. And by this way we can apply a capacitor to have a ripple, to less the ripple, that is to get a standard output voltage. Now we have to remember one thing, that the RC, that is the resistance through this, and the capacitor C, the RC value must be larger than the T. Otherwise what will happen, that the capacitor will get discharged before it reaches this positive half cycle, and there will be no effect of using a capacitor in this circuit. So by this we can lessen the ripple of this circuit. So this is the work of a capacitor. Next, move to the efficiency of half-wave rectifier. This is a new topic. The efficiency of a half-wave rectifier will be the ratio between the DC output power and the AC output power. The DC output power is P, and the AC P, here we can see, if we apply VDC square by RL, and for the DC output power, and for the AC output power V square by R, then if we solve it, it will be V by Vm by pi for the DC output power, Vm by pi whole square, and for the AC output power it will be Vm by 2 by whole square. So if we can find it 4 by pi square, that is 0.406, and it is only 40.6%. That is not so much efficient. So that is the reason why we use half-wave rectifier in less than full wave rectifier, because its efficiency is not that much as the full wave rectifier. But instead we use it many sectors, as we can use it, there are a lot of application, as we can use it as a block diagram of linear power supply. Here we can see that this is the block diagram of linear power supply. Here we have used a AC line input sinusoidal voltage and input sinusoidal, and here is a transformer, there is a rectifier, a filter, a regulator, and the load. And we can see that if it is the input voltage, the output voltage will be like that. So what happens in this? Actually, when we apply an input voltage, the transformer, the voltage is reduced, and then when we pass it through the rectifier, it actually gives an output voltage for the only positive half cycle. Then through the filter circuit we can find a standard output for our input signal that is much more efficient, and by this we can use a rectifier for a standard form of output voltage, and it is used in this sector. Now we can also use a rectifier circuit as a demodulation for signal. If we see that here is a signal that is not so much, that's quality is not so much good, and if we use a rectifier then it will be smoother, and at last finally we can get a smooth circuit that is like this. And it is the other application of half-wave rectifier. So we can use half-wave, and already I've said one application of half-wave rectifier, that is as a mobile phone charger we can use it. So these are few applications of half-wave rectifiers. Now we'll move to the properties, some properties of half-wave rectifier. Here we can see that if we apply a one half-wave rectifier, then we can get the DC current about Im by pi. The transformer necessary, there will be no necessary transformer. Maximum voltage will be Vm by Rf plus RL. Ripple factor that we said here, this ripple factor will be 1.21. The output frequency f input maximum efficiency is 40.6, and the peak inverse voltage, that is PIV, is Vm. That's all about for the half-wave rectifier. So thank you so much for watching my video. If you like my video, then please subscribe my channel and press the like button. Thank you very much.